Mr. Dubey, thank you so much for being here with us at the event. It's a pleasure having you. Uh, First of all, let's start with your key takeaways from your session. If you could share a few words.
I think there are a lot of key takeaways in terms of, understanding that we need more social entrepreneurs in India. Number one, right? Uh, we need to promote this social entrepreneurship more in terms of, especially with the youth in the upcoming generation, so that they can actually understand what exactly the social entrepreneurship is. Just like they understand the for-profit world and the for-profit entrepreneurs they wanted to become. Similarly, if they can also pursue social entrepreneurship as a career choice, they can make, right. So I think that's another one. And there were other couple of things around, understanding the sector, the kind of capital which was actually required, or I would say the risk capital which is required and necessary for the innovations, which is coming out of, to actually make people coming out of poverty, basically. So I think, yeah, that's it.
Your session was about changing the face of urban India. How is your organization accomplishing that?
I think changes, the faces of urban India. I would say that we are into education space, basically, right? We work with the, so the role social entrepreneurs play, actually the role which can't be played by the government, basically, right? If the government can do everything, then there is no need of social entrepreneurs, basically, in the market. So I think that one of the key role which is we are playing as an organization is actually helping and improving the grassroots education by improving the government schools ecosystem, right? Abhi tak, when we heard of government school, what comes in our mind is actually what image we perceive for a government school teacher. Is actually they don't want to work, they don't want to do anything, they don't want to improve the students' learning. What we actually trying to portray the image and changing the mindset in front of the audience that teachers are actually good and improving themselves. So what we are doing basically, we are actually empowering them with technology, how they can leverage technology better for the futuristic learning, and how they can enable digital learning opportunity for the every child. So that's what we do, and this is how we are actually empowering and the education in the urban and rural space both, I would say.
What you're doing is seems like a very humongous task. What are the key challenges that your organization faces in accomplishing that?
When we do something, the challenges I always count as a part of success. If you're not facing any challenge, I think there is nothing like that you are doing or innovating or experimenting, basically. I think when I started my journey, there were like a lot of challenges around it, and it starts from your home also. Let the parent understand, what is social entrepreneurship, what do you want to actually become, right? What they want you to actually pursue is an engineer or a doctor or something else. But nobody wants you to pursue the social entrepreneurship. I think it was very hard for me actually personally to actually convince my parents to start the social entrepreneurship journey. That's one. The another one is basically when you are in the for-profit business, you actually get a lot of investors in your initial stage to actually look up to your idea and invest, giving you as a seed investment. But when you are in the non-profit world, nobody's gonna give you the seed investment, right? So it is very hard to actually raise funds, build a trust, and build a credibility in the market, and then you actually get funding from the corporate, right? So and the third one is of course people, because people wants to work with the for-profit world. They want to earn good money in the in their hands. So nobody is actually want to come to the social sector. There are only few people who actually want to pursue. So we have a kind of lack of talent gap, I would say. जितना कॉर्पोरेट में अच्छे लोग हैं उतने ही लोग यहाँ पे भी ज़रूरी हैं. So these are like few challenges which I personally faced.
How can you promote social entrepreneurship in a country like India where people are like the bottom line is what at the end matters. People are running after money, they want success. So in a country like India, how can you promote something like social entrepreneurship?
I think one is basically, I would say that first of all, what needs to be as an action that as a young generation, first of all, how can we bridge the gap between the for-profit versus non-profit, right? The for-profit entrepreneurs versus non-profit entrepreneurs. If we can bridge this gap, I think this will actually open the mindset. This will actually open the lot of opportunities for the younger youth to actually pursue and come to be a part of a social entrepreneurship journey. Currently they see that okay, it's good to do social work, but there is no money to actually get a quality life, right? They don't deserve it, right? So I think they were like these are the kind of myths. I think what we need to, first of all, we need to bridge the gap in terms of discrimination between the for-profit versus non-profit. Then we need to take and reach and talk about the social entrepreneurship, especially in the college youth, basically, right? Currently, if you'll go to any college, the majority student you'll find they are not even aware of what exactly the social entrepreneurship and what they are doing actually, right? What they exist for. They don't take it seriously, right? So I think that is where I personally on a mission in another 5 years to actually reach out to 1 million youth in the next 5 years to actually make them aware of about the social entrepreneurship and how they can actually pursue their journey.
Last question is: are social entrepreneurs like you yourself getting enough support from the government? Is there more to be done from their side,
From which side?
from the government?
I think government can do more because no one can actually match the government, right? They have a scale, they have a money, they have a resources basically, but the intent is missing,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
intent is missing, right? At the non-profit side, they don't have resource, they don't have capacity, they don't have money, they don't have scale, but the intent is there.
Okay.
So they can be a good match between the government and the non-profit. It is just that the government are working in a very limited capacity in a relation with the non-profits, and they are not actually adopting them. They're actually keeping themselves aside. Okay, just give us solution. We will implement. We will see what is working, what is not working. What actually it is required to actually work in more in a collaboration mode, and I think again this will come once the discrimination will go, right? So government also doesn't take non-profit seriously because for them, okay, okay, you are a good doing social work, and it's just like that. Right? So I think it is important to actually to see two partners at a same level. That kind of collaboration will actually impact and achieve massive scale.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Dubey, for
Thank you
sharing
so
your
much.
thoughts with us.
Thank you
Pleasure
so much.
chatting.
Thank you so much.